Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Innkeeper, and today I would like to welcome you back to Darkstone. This is what we were finishing off with last episode. I basically mirrored it so that the pillars are being constructed on the other side. Same thing with this sort of weird balcony over the stair design that we have right here. I just sort of wanted to get a nice view of what it would look like from actually inside with the Dwarflings perspective. It's quite cool, really, especially when you sort of scale it down or scale it in comparison to our Dwarflings right here. It's quite large. However, it's still not done, so if we just sort of do a slice tool right here, we've still got a little bit more work to do with these central pieces right here. I'm still sort of curious what to really do with them. At the same time, it's getting this bottom section done. I'm not too sure we're going to get all of this done, but I would at least like to get the walkways completed at the very least. Mo, what are you doing? Don't chew on that. Threw my clothes on the floor. You're always just a complete nuisance. How do you get to these places without me noticing as well? He's a very sneaky parrot. I like to think all parrots are. They're just sneaky, adventurous little buggers. We also need to get the walls done. Same thing with the inside right here. Moving as well. Do we want to move them now or late? I think late is fine. We still got a little bit of work to do. So these middle sections, these are sort of the really interesting bits, aren't they? I'm not sure how to get these bits done, actually. Mostly it's because I don't really want to do other walkways leading inside of them. I kind of would just like it's sort of like an odd free roam kind of segment. What I was going to do before actually was stop saying words. Just stop saying words. Was the whole idea of the different districts. So we got the red and we got the blue right here, and I do wish to sort of stick with that. The only problem I don't like with it is that we can't really find separate flag types. The only flags we got are these white ones right here and these blue little steps. So I think it might look a little bit out of place. We could give it a go though. So if we just sort of switch colors, and I like the idea of going for sort of the dark blue right here. I think we should have blue on the right from the entrance. We should always base it from the entrance. So that should be 11. That should be 12. This should be 11. There we go. Sort of like water, isn't it? I think it's the only problem I'm going to have with it. It does look good, though. That's a pretty cool looking design. We could use the lighter blue around the edges as well. I always like to put edges around things, don't I? It looks odd without it. Of course, it's not perfectly symmetrical, but I don't really mind about that because you can barely notice. Merv flew over there again. There we go. If you want to be a part of things, Merv, just fly to me. It's going to be me getting up and down all episode, I imagine. Right, let's go for the volcano red. Okay, and then light volcano. Okay, volcano light. It does sound like some sort of, I don't know, spiced drink of some kind. Sure, why not? Then we'll go for the lighter around the edges, little outline. All right, there we go. Yeah, I like eyes. Someone's going to a 3D film. Well, way back when. Back in my day. That's pretty cool, though. I like the idea of the districts there being represented. Now it's just sort of around these edges. I suppose we could just use a very light... Oh, you know what? We could use these squares right here. What would it look like if we used them? You know what? They look pretty good. There's sort of a mixture of everything, really. Although very light in comparison to the border. But it sort of shows that it's okay to walk around these. You know, you can walk on them. It's not meant to be nothingness. Do not cross. Don't step on the grass. Or don't step on this really clean stone. That's a good point. How are we going to deal with dirt and grime? Do they have to wear bags on their shoes when they come in after a fight? Are we going to have a massive rug as they go down? I don't know how this is going to work out. Will it stink inside here? That's a good point, will it? Oh, these are the important questions. Yeah, that looks really nice. I think we're going to stick with that. Definitely focusing a little bit more on the flooring design than I usually do. I think it's something that I tend to neglect. Or that I have neglected in the past. Mostly because I just like constructing buildings. But because we're doing a lot of stuff underground, flooring tends to be a little bit more important. Because it's what you're going to be looking at the most. Since we're always going to be in sliced mode. The exterior is not really going to be in the way because we can't see it. Because the exterior is just mountain. Here we are. Now, I'm not going to be getting the walls done today. Although what I should really do is get the entrance sorted out. So we got these 2 bits. They look really good. I'm really glad to see that they look as good as they do. But are we going to make another one of these entrances on this side? I don't think it has to be the same. But I feel like we need to have something that's rather interesting. It doesn't have to be very intricate. We could just sort of make it a thinner version of what we have right here. So if we sort of get that design done, if we click on this and just go to that. Do we want to be on the outside or the inside? Well, we're going to fit the border with these slightly brighter blocks, aren't we? So I think we should go out by one. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. So yeah, if we do it like this, go up to a point, I think that's okay. Is that okay? I can't really tell. It's because I would like there to be, not really a roof, but just a bit where it goes up by 1 block and then flattens. That's not right at all. There we go. Oh, get the rubber. There we are. And, is that really it? Doesn't feel that grand, does it? I mean, well, that's not just what we're going to do. I'm just sort of visualizing. In fact, I feel like going down by 1 block. It's probably a better way for me to do that, but oh well. Right, and then what we want to do is... Merv, what are you doing? Right. Chewing on shell again. I think it's just sort of cleaning his beak, I suppose. That's my only explanation for annoying me. A constant annoyance, parrot. I think we did go out by 1 block on these bits, didn't we? Yeah. Sure. Looks a lot brighter. I'm using the darker version, so I'm not sure why it looks this bright. Now, how would it connect up? If it's going to look like this. Are we going to have it connect up in such a way, or sort of like that? Looks a bit weird, doesn't it? Very wide, which is a bit of a problem. We'll keep going with it. It might look better when spawned in. That tends to be the problem with this. I think maybe it's the way it's working on this side as well that looks a bit weird. How did I do it over here? Yeah, I covered up these bits completely. So we still had something on the inside here. I think because we're going out by 1 block, I think we're perfectly okay. We're just sort of having a darker block on the outside like this. No, I think it needs to be lighter. We use this light block right here. There we go. Yeah, that looks much better. Alright, then we go back to this block. Go out like that again. Until we get up to the top, and then we got to find out how this roof is going to work. Because this just seems a bit odd to me. In fact, if we get rid of this middle part, and this bit, do that. And do we want it so that this sort of sticks out slightly? Not really, no. I think if I get rid of that. What I could do is have it so it angles off like this. The middle section could be filled with the brighter. There we go. No. I mean, unless we go down with the dark... Well, unless we connect it with a darker brick like that. And then on the outside we do the same thing like this. It looks slightly better. It just doesn't look perfect. It's because of its width. It's very awkward to deal with. In fact, what I should do is just... Maybe I should just surround this with more... Yeah. Okay, it doesn't look that bad when you're at a distance. There's something about this like top bit, though, that I don't like. I think I just need to do that. And then maybe connect this bit in the middle up. Is that right? No, not the middle section. I think we just need to do that. Slightly better. I think if we do the same thing here. Actually, I think it might look better if we connect them up like this, so the squares are separated. But now this top part looks a little bit dodgy. Do we have anything on the bottom right here? I believe we did poke it out slightly. Although that's going to end up hitting these walkways, so I don't really want that. I mean, it already pokes out by a bit too much anyway. Yeah, there's still a lot of problems with how this is properly working. Maybe we need to have it so that the darker block goes out by another few bits here. Then maybe we can angle it up a bit more. Like that. Okay, it's slightly better. Although it could do with a different type of block. I mean, maybe the corners here can be covered up. Well, not covered up. We can add some darker bricks in the corners. Nah, that looks a bit odd. Looks a bit odd. I'm going to be at this all day, I feel. The entire episode is going to be this doorway. Just trying to make it look somewhat decent. Is it possible? I really don't know. Changed my mind about these, though. I mean, what did I do over here? Yeah, I just sort of crossed them out. That's because it's a slightly different kind of doorway, though. I mean, what looks better, that or that? None of them, really. I do somehow slightly prefer this, though. I don't know why. I might get rid of that. Is that why? Because it ends up doing that? I think so. Something's a bit different on these sides now, though. Is it? Maybe. I can't put my finger on it. Why is it weird looking? Well, okay, no, I understand why. It's just because its width is just a bit... It's disproportional. That's the main issue here that we're having. We can't really make it any better. I mean, unless it looks good on the ground. I mean, it kind of does. It feels representative of a Dwarven design. Something I might just sort of leave lying around and see if I can get some ideas later on, or maybe just end up keeping it. If I don't look at it... Yeah, if I just don't really pay too much attention to it, then it's alright. The thing is, I feel like the design is fine. It's just sort of one piece or two that I'm missing that makes it look... that could make it look a lot better. I think if I could just go up by one more, but if I go down by one, it would look a lot worse. I'm having problems right now. This, maybe? Okay. Slightly better. Although then it sort of doesn't fit well the design. I mean, maybe it's this bottom piece. Maybe what we should do is have it so that these 4 bits at the bottom do this. The dog's going mad right now. Bloody Dexter. Silence, Doge. Okay, that's a bit better. Maybe just going in by one more. I think that ends up being a bit too much at that point. That gem goes down by a bit too much at that point. There we go. Let's do that instead and cut off this bit. Okay, slightly better. These corners, though, could definitely do with some sort of accentuation. Like, maybe it's just sort of as simple as doing that and then having these bits pop out. Yeah, that's a bit nicer. Although now it's starting to be a bit, it's starting to get a bit messy. Now I want to get rid of these points. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe it's as simple as connecting them up like that. You know what? I think that is. Because the middle parts look disconnected, which I think is what I didn't like about them. But now, yeah, now they look better. So if I look at it from far away like this, yeah, the top part seems a lot nicer now. If we look at it from this particular vantage point. Okay. We'll see. I think it'd still do with a little bit of trimming here and there. Mostly this top section needs a bit of a redesign. But it definitely is Dwarven, very boxy. With very, you know, interesting looking designs. I think I missed a section. Oh, I have. I've missed these two pylons. What the hell? Let's not select it before we click this. There we go. I wonder how I missed this. Right, let's get that done. Or this done. 2 pylons that we've missed out. We have yet to finish. I never really explain, do I? I just say, oh, I've missed out. It would help if I at least attempted to explain it. That way I'll become a little bit more accustomed to explaining things in greater detail. We are missing the rings around the circumference of our pillars right here. There we go. It wasn't that hard, was it? Now, we are missing some decoration, which is what I want to do a little bit more of today. Before, you know, then again, I wanted to get the path side. I knew I wasn't going to get that done, I suppose. Bit of wishful thinking. If we go to our decoration, is it fountains that we can look up? We've got these bird baths that we could put around. I don't know about that, though. Where do we find the fountain? Ah, here we go. Oh, that's odd, isn't it? I didn't think about that. We could have 2. It's 2 a bit much. We're going to have 1 right here and 1 right there. Or we could just change the design around a little bit. Bit annoying, really. What about gargoyle? Oh, yeah. They might look pretty good. Like on the inside. We turn them around. Oh, can I not turn them around? Oh, no. They just sort of attach to wherever you put them. You can have them on the inside if we really want. And then we do the same thing over here. Just pointing towards the inner paths. I don't want to overdo it. And what are they? Like Dwarven helmets or something? They seem a bit overdone. What about these pillars? I think we can have a few of them lingering around. So we can have 1 right there, 1 right there. We can have it on the inside. And over here, we can pretty much do the same thing. We can have 1 pillar there and 1 there. Another one here and another one. Is that good? Is that the right spot? Get this aligned up. There we go. Then the exact same thing. Although make sure it's aligned. I don't know how to align this. From there. 1, 2. Yeah. So wait, I've got to get that done properly though. Right. From this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okay, bit better. Have we done the same thing on the other side? We have. I'll tell you what though, I need to get rid of some of those. We just get the rubber. I think we could just do with the ones on the inside. If that, we could just do with the bottom ones. They seem to stick out too much, which is what I don't like about them. If we get rid of the top ones and just have the bottom ones. Yeah, that seems nice enough to me. Curtains. Oh, if only they were properly... If only they would go across 3 blocks, not 4. We could probably have them beautifully positioned. Unfortunately, we don't have any red flags, which is going to make this a little bit interesting. Since I would like to have some red flags pointed around. I mean, we could use some of the banners here. If we can find a red sign, then we could just have the carpenters. Yeah, I suppose, because that can be their particular sign, I suppose. Their flag could be the saw, and that could be what we choose for them. Can we look around for other kinds of flags? Hopefully we can find a red one. It's got a purple one. Not really what I want. Hopefully the red one also is distinguishable to the particular guild as a green one. We could use that one for the red. I don't know. Suppose we're going to have a few issues in that regard. As for seating, we can have some inside seating here. Oh, can't place anything like that. So, as such, we'll do the same thing over here. It's a shame I couldn't fit the fountains in there, but I suppose I'm going to have to just come up with some other kind of design. So there's some seating. Anvil? Oh, that's a good point. What about these? We could have those in the center. Could have one right here. Of course, nothing is going to be perfectly centered, I think, is it? Because of the way our design works. Yeah, it's always going to be slightly off. Because it's 11 by 12, isn't it? I forgot about that. Yeah, I completely forgot. It's just going to be odd to have something be in the center. I suppose we could have some tables around. Yeah, we're just going to have to find out. We could make our own fountains. Yeah, I suppose we could do that. It's not the first time I would have made a fountain. What else can we do to decorate? We've got our lights. We could have some braziers put around. Some gongs. Oh, that's a really big gong. Don't really want to have one of those. I feel like that wouldn't end well. Some rugs. I think you can get some red rugs. Like red rum. We can get some normal flags put down. Like this. I suppose that's sort of the neutral flag. They're all on the same team. It's just sort of easier if they work on their particular segments, being the separate clans. I mean, there we go. That's sort of a little bit of decoration that we've done. We can get some flags on the front here as well, but I think I'd rather have the smaller braziers, if I can find them. There we go. One there and one there. I think the flags might look better. Can we fit them in there? We definitely can, but it would look a bit odd. Maybe one there and one there. Nah. Bit out of place in that particular fashion. We'll choose which side could be for the red side, though, and we'll just sort of pretend. We'll pretend. Probably the Mason's sign. It's close enough, right? There's red on this. That could be their flag. Yeah, they might have it doesn't always have to be a bit of cloth, does it? We could use chimes. But there we are, ladies and gentlemen. We tried for a little weird doorway, and, well, I suppose we can see what it looks like when I spawn it in if we just save. Finish off today's episode. Feel like we have made quite a decent amount of progress. Especially with mining all this out. Alright, so let's see what it looks like. I probably missed something. Not bad, I would say. Fairly well detailed. If we look at it from down here, there we are. That bottom piece looks really weird, doesn't it? It's like a different kind of block on the bottom there. Oh well. Be interested to see... Oh, I can't move down if you go in. But yeah, from this perspective, though, wow, that looks fantastic. It's definitely going to look like a really nice interior design, I feel. Just need to finish off this big section, get the flooring done. I think this middle road could probably do a little bit more design. I mean, I'm alright with it. But maybe the middle could just have some blocks to distinguish the colour, because it does look a little bit bold when you look at it from this perspective. Look at that. It just looks flat. Silky smooth. But from here, then it looks like an actual staircase. And I do like these little pillars with their weird design. Can't really put anything on the side, although I did sort of extend the different block colour for the crenellations by one. Just because I thought it would add a little bit more texture, I suppose. But there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Pillars look great. The middle sections look really good. Shame that they weren't perfectly symmetrical. But I don't think there was anything we could do about that. No, because we would have to extend it that way, which then would look kind of odd. I mean, we could have just moved this road in by one. Yeah, I could have done that. Maybe no one would be none the wiser, but I imagine it might have not looked that great. In fact, yeah, because then this bit would be odd, I think. That connects up to there, by the looks of it. That connects up to there. Yeah, it would end up being odd on these corners, which you'd definitely be able to tell in comparison to telling these. We just have to make up our own sort of little slightly odd fountains ourselves and get something done with those. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter for updates on my channel and Twitch for live streams. I'm the Innkeeper. It's been a pleasure and look forward to seeing you all next time with some more Stonehearth. Welcome to Darkstone. Bye-bye.